In this video, I want to explain you why because I don't look for investors when I'm building an app. I know that a lot of people get crazy looking for investors and they want VC-backed startups, but I think slightly different, okay? And in this video, I will not only explain you why, but also explain you how you can start an application with $0. Because the thing is that you don't necessarily need to have $0 to be needing to do this. Because if you needed to invest like 1K or $500 to create a software as a service or to create an application, it becomes much more risky than if you have to invest obviously $0 if you can do it for completely free. So I will explain you the things that I do, the path that I follow to be able to do this. First of all, what you need to understand is that when you take money, you take on a ticking clock. I mean, investors need a 10x return in 5 or 7 years. So you are like selling a percentage of your software as a service. You are selling a percentage of your application. And even though this is something very basic, a lot of people don't take this into account when they are looking for funding. On the other hand, I mean, bootstrapping versus constraint, and constraint is the ultimate way to be creative, okay? Because you can't solve problems by throwing money at them. You have to solve them by building a better product. You can't buy users with ads. I mean, you can't create an ad and expect to get users from that ad. First of all, you need to create a clear value proposition, and you don't answer to a board. You answer only to users and your own vision when you're creating a software as a service without needing money from another person or another company. So first of all, when it comes to the tech stack, I usually build the software as a service applications using the same tech stack, okay? So my recommended tech stack for you is for the frontend Next.js plus Vercel, for the backend Supabase. I mean, the only cases in which I use Supabase is when I have to build a complex algorithm or things like that, because I prefer to have the data separated. It's, I mean, clear and it's easier because you have the front connected with, I don't know, MongoDB, which I use for every single app, and then you have the backend built with, I don't know, Python and Supabase. For the auth, I usually use NextAuth or Supabase auth, and you can also use Clark. I mean, I put it here because a lot of people use it. I don't like it that much, but it's another option. For the payments, I use Stripe for every single app. Is the easiest to integrate with apps. For the design, Figma, and for coding, Cursor. On phase 2, you have validation, okay? Before coding, most founders build first and sell later. They build something and they expect to get users, but it's exactly the opposite thing what you have to do. Okay, this is why 90% of startups fail and go completely wrong. They build a solution looking for a problem. To bootstrap successfully, you must invert this process, okay? You must sell first. So first of all, you need to identify a very painful problem, something that people is desperately looking for. Here you are not a salesperson, you're just a researcher. Your goal is to find a hair on fire problem. So on step 1, you need to identify where your potential customers hang out. And for example, for software as a service founders can be Twitter, for marketers, Facebook groups, for developers, also Twitter or Reddit and Hacker News. Then you have obviously all the social media platforms that we know, like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, but these are like more specific ones depending on the niche. Then you can send a DM to 50 people or 100 people, not pitching, but asking for insight, okay? Like, hey, whatever the name is, I see you are working on this project, and you start like researching mainly 3 things. Okay, first of all, if they have the problem, then how they are solving the problem, and maybe how much money they are investing on the problem. And the commitment, okay, if they complain about their current solution, because if it's like that, you have an opportunity there. You can build maybe a vertical software as a service. Then while you are developing the software, the goal is to also be building, or at least when you are finishing the software, you could start building the landing page. And for the landing page, I mean, the only things that you need to take into account, or okay, the things that are crucial are, first of all, the headline. If the people read the headline and then catches the headline doesn't catch the attention of people who read it, they will leave. Okay, so do not describe what your tool is, describe what it does for the user. Then the problem, the solution, and the without class. Okay, without hiring expensive agencies or learning marketing psychology. And then finally, phase 4 is distribution, one of the most complex parts. Okay, a lot of people don't pay attention into this and learn this too late. Okay, I learned distribution too late, but it doesn't matter, you have to do it. And for distribution, you have like different options, okay, different strategies that you can follow. First of all, you can build in public. Secondly, you can create like free tools that take you maybe one day to launch those apps, and from those apps you can send traffic to the app that you are creating. And then you have SEO for the long term, and at the same time you can do like cold outreach. Is the hardest one, but is the one where you learn the most, because you start receiving a lot of complaints and objections, and you start seeing very close, listening very close what your audience say. Then on phase 5 you have the psychology of pricing. Okay, don't put a $5 per month plan if it took you $0 to build the software as a service, because they have nothing to do. I mean, there is no relation between that. The product is about the value that the person is receiving. Okay, the problem that you are solving. If you are solving a problem that costs to a company $1,000 per month, then you can charge 100 and will be completely okay. Here you have like different models. Okay, you can charge like one-time payment. Okay, you can charge per month, which I wouldn't recommend you too much to do it if you're starting out. And you can charge per on a usage basis. I believe the usage basis is the easiest one if you're starting out. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope at least it helped you. You can subscribe and hit the like button, because it only takes 2 seconds, 2 clicks, and you help me a lot to keep growing. Thank you very much for watching the content once again, and I hope to see you on the next video.